You're just a bit reckless.
And what do you expect? I traveled in a van. I don't want to work in a 9 to 5 job. Because I don't want things. I don't need things.
Yeah, maybe that's why you travel in a van.
Exactly. Because I was very opposed to routine. If I want something, I will go and get it. You know me, I'll try all possible ways. People need to understand that it is really not only money that can make you happy. It really does help in many things in life, but it is the internal state of your being. You have to be okay without it, and you have to be okay with it. No, I'm driving through the jungle. I'm driving through
Very little towns.
very, very little towns. Most people don't get to ever experience. I did not worry about nothing. And I would shower in the lakes with them. I would have my whole body bitten by mosquitoes. I would not think about, oh, I need to get the next iPhone. I did not think about, oh, I need to get this or do that. I just lived in the moment. Free in the moment, with little but free. I am just a fairy. I don't have a worry in the world. Everything is gonna work out just fine. I am shy to be back, guys. It's been a long time. But I am not alone. I have a very special guest with me, my boyfriend and co-host Sebastian Amaya Pulido. Pulido Amaya. And we want to welcome you to the new show, The Underachiever, which is going to be the podcast from now on, right? I guess.
Yeah. Do you want to explain why it is called that way?
Well, obviously, we're two dropouts. You could be a model, literally. Look at you. We are kind of underachieving, procrastinating. Actually, I used to be an underachiever. I think at this point, actually, I'm killing it. No, I'm killing it. Look, I'm restarting YouTube. I am going to the gym. I think I have the biggest butt I've ever had in my life now with almost 1 year consistent training. But anyway, that doesn't change the fact that deep down we are still dreamers. Well, more me.
More
Or
you.
daydreaming.
Yeah.
Daydreaming, and we love to talk and think about all the big and grand ideas in life, even though they really don't get you anywhere, right? And this is exactly what we want to do in this podcast, where we just hang
They don't
out.
do anything for us.
They don't really change anything, but it is always nice to philosophize about life, about the world, society, any topic
Yeah, we
really.
have just a lot of topics that we talk about, so I guess it's okay, like cool that we just like talk about it, you know,
Uh-huh.
since we already do it. And we just want to have fun with that also, no?
Exactly. And especially because one of my biggest dreams was anyway to build something with my partner. And I already said that I am very happy that you're open to this, because normally you're a very private person. You don't really share much.
I am a private person. I don't know what I'm doing.
That's right. You normally don't like to share anything. I don't know if you've seen any of these reels. He's the tall, shy, quiet guy that never posts himself and never felt the touch of a baddie. But here he is.
Is that a thing?
It's a thing. It's going around in the girls' algorithm.
I want to see if that's true.
Yes, it's true. I can show you next time.
Yeah. Would that be something that girls are attracted to, or what?
I guess some are not.
I mean, I know that girls in general like tall guys.
Well, the tall
But shy, I don't know.
The tall part, probably yes, on average. But shy, maybe not necessarily, no? Extroverted people tend to maybe a bit more attracted to the mysterious type, and the other way around.
Because I don't know, like, is mysterious being shy or introverted?
Well,
No.
it's just that I guess because you have a very flat demeanor, you're not very emotionally expressive. Unless you're with me alone.
I guess.
And then you're just a puppy.
I am not.
You are a puppy.
These are lies.
You are un niño.
You already have enough puppies. You have two dogs, crazy dogs.
True that. I have 3.
I am. no.
Anyway, since I literally disappeared online for a long time, I thought we're gonna start easy into this new channel, into the podcast, for especially for the viewers that, followed me for a long time.
Like a little
And
update, no?
a little update.
Update episode, and then
Exactly.
we start
And then
with-
we're actually going to start with the real deep, with the very deep,
or not
interesting,
so deep and stupid.
very deep or stupid questions of life, and we'll cover them probably, no?
Yeah.
Yeah, where do we start to update?
I don't know, like, how about what have you been doing all this time that you were gone?
I spend a lot of time with you.
Yes, spending a lot of time with me, but not because of me you have not done these things.
No, of course. That was already a long time.
When I met her, she wanted to come back, and she had all of these plans to continue with the channel, and she was having all of these ideas that
It
she
was
wanted
always
to implement.
difficult. I had really a lot of struggles in moving on from this van life era,
Mhm.
because I was pushed in this niche so much. I thought, oh, I cannot. What I'm supposed to do. So it's like when you studied being a doctor for a long time, and you don't know what else to do, and then you continue just being the doctor for the rest of your life, because otherwise, because imagine you studied for it, you studied for it, got your degree for it, and then you do it for 10, 20 years, but you actually don't really feel like doing it anymore, and it's hard to change.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people don't have so much of an issue with these things, some of them, but you would. Like, you cannot stay still for like 2 seconds. You just need to do things.
I do need to do things.
All the
That's
time.
that's the thing with
Which
me.
is
yeah.
funny because that makes us very different also. I'm just
Mhm.
more of a home person, and I don't want to do so many things. So we
Yeah.
have to balance our life a bit.
Yeah, I mean, the reason why I painted the wall black and pink is exactly the reason, is because, as I said, you're a bit more mysterious, a little bit more non-expressive, but very deep, and you are not so extroverted. So therefore, you have the dark wall, and I am
I
more
wouldn't say
bubbly.
dark, but
No,
I guess
you-
that's how it come across for you, at least.
For someone that is very bubbly and expressive in their face, it comes a bit more across as like, does he like me or does he hate me?
No.
But that's the thing with introverts. Once you crack the introverts, they are very nice.
We're not a puzzle for you to crack.
Yes, you're an enigma.
Susanita.
An enigma to solve a cubic thingy.
Is that how you feel? Because you're kind of like an introvert collector.
Yes.
You collect all of the introverts around you. And
It's just that I like talking to introverted people. I think they are very interesting, and they are not so. Sometimes I feel like if people tend to be a bit more pretentious, it would be probably more extroverted people. That they maybe just go around and say, "Hey, how are you? How you doing?" No, and they maybe don't even. It's not so deep. It's not so authentic sometimes. Not all, but
I'm pretty sure we're going to talk about all of these things a lot, no?
probably.
Because it's part of the dynamic of us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, basically during the update, let's say I had so many plans in traveling, but I think it's kind of off the table now, because not only is my van very old and sort of almost impossible to repair at this point. No, it is standing outside still. I still don't really know what to do with it. There's a part of me that wants to sell it, but it's also a bit hard because I have so many memories with it. But at the same time, there is no usage of it.
You also maybe don't feel so much like doing that anymore, no?
If I want to do it, I would get a bigger van also, and maybe we can do it like a family vacation rather than just doing it full time. And I've done it for so long. At the beginning, it felt so challenging when I did it, but now it has become just a routine, And when the van always breaks down, it's also not so comfortable in reality, really. It's like
Yes.
and I don't have a proper, like so many new vans when you watch these school buses, and so they have toilets and showers. And I mean, at the time I was just a poor student, so that's all I could do, but I still did it, which is still pretty amazing, you know. But at this point, I think I've grown a bit out of this. I've become a bit mature, and also my goals have changed a little bit, so to say, because yeah, you grow older, right? And at some point, I think you look forward to also have a family at some point and other ideas, which you also helped me with, you know, because he thinks very, very different because he, as I said, he is more in the routine. You have more your job. You are not, you don't even have the urge to travel, which can seem so difficult to manage between us.
Well, it's definitely yes, more challenging, and I think you don't necessarily understand it, no, because you would travel a lot, right?
Well, it depends. You know, I'm happy to also be still. And I think it's good that I learned to be still because there was a point that I wasn't able to sit still anymore because I was constantly traveling and traveling. And after a week of being in one place, I would already feel bored. So my dopamine receptors was already so fried that even though I experienced so many new things, I still needed change so much that I felt unease when I didn't. And at some point internally, I realized, no, that's I need to chill, and I can't keep doing this thing, like continuing traveling all the time.
Yeah.
And you did help me with that, you know, because you have a very different point of view on life too.
Yeah. I just think. Yeah, well, I mean, we talked about it. No, we thought that maybe at that time you were just trying to, yes, sure, experience new things, but maybe at some point, like you said, it was more about like not being able to just be at peace, and maybe just with, being at one point and doing the same things. Like I know that sometimes doing the same things because I fall into the other problem, let's say, but doing the same things can be like challenging for some people, no? Like routine, and they get bored, they don't want to do it. It depends on your personality. For me, it would be the problem, the opposite, that I normally do not get so out of my comfort zone so much, no? And you help me with that also, and I help you also with being a bit more calm, more grounded, and to be, okay with doing the same things that we have to do and having a routine. So it's fun just like changing around since you also want that, but it's also like nice to have like a balance and like a structure.
Yeah, the structure is that what I was missing, you know. That's also one of the reasons why it was so hard to do YouTube videos. Didn't had enough battery in my van. I always had to find cafes. I always had to
You were
stay.
telling me not so long ago, no?
I was staying 13, 15 hours in some random McDonald's in some highway because I had to edit videos, and then the internet would be so slow, and I would stay another 3 hours just for it to upload. And it was just very difficult doing all of that. And in general, I was trying to live the life, filming myself and doing everything on my own was very tough. At some point, it felt too much like work and not so much like fun. At the beginning, it was more fun, and I enjoyed it. But at some point, it turned into work. And the thing about now is, since
which you did see it that way, right? Like, and now if you look at it from the perspective that maybe you have gained lately, like you wouldn't mind so much this perspective of work. So
exactly.
much,
Yeah, that's the true thing at some point, because as I said, when I was younger at the time, also I have lived way more hedonistic. I just wanted to do whatever I wanted to do, which is a very privileged thing to say. Not everyone can. The majority of people have to not do things they don't want to do, whereas as in AKA jobs they would take to survive. But I've managed to find a way to organize myself, right, in a way. So I was very, very privileged. But now I have come to finally, with maturing, to understand that, hey, in order to get somewhere, you do have to do the things you don't feel like doing,
Hmm.
and have the routine, which I said I have the biggest butt now I've ever had.
But the thing is that we both have issues with routines.
Yeah, we do.
Funnily enough, not like it's not that I am very like structured
And
at all,
disciplined, yeah.
but I am definitely more like able to do that now without so much issues.
Yeah, I think you approach the things also in a very humble way, because you just go to work, even though if you don't feel like it, you've never complained. You never came home to complain about work. You never talk, let's say, gossip about any coworker, or you'd never bring bad energy home. And it's so nice, because sometimes I think some people don't realize they do, or they just do it to
It's
let
partly
things
because I
out.
am a man and I don't share.
Hey, I do want you to
like this
share.
like these reels or TikToks or whatever of like the man he doesn't say anything to me, no, and he just gives me yes and no answers when I ask something.
Ah,
It's just the
yeah,
way we
the
are, like,
details, no? Like,
yeah, like, or
I
like
asked my
like
boyfriend why his friend broke up,
Cub,
and
I
he
don't know.
says, I don't know.
Didn't you ask? No, why would I ask?
But that doesn't change the fact that even though you don't express yourself, a lot of times I think guys still express more anger or annoyance rather than maybe, I don't know.
Yeah,
I think there's people that
depends.
like
Yeah.
to complain also. I know guys that like to complain also.
Yeah, there's all kind of people. But do we have some like things that we share between men and women?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's undeniable that no matter if it's social or biological factors, there are certain differences that I think only the other gender might be able to fully understand the experience in itself, right? Because, yeah, but that's that's a
Another.
topic for another day.
Yeah, this we don't want to get too deep into, because this is normally what happens when we have conversations. We started talking about like anything. It could be something that we're doing, like washing dishes, and then we just
Deviate.
into the rabbit hole into very weird like
But this is
topics.
also because of the ADHD. And then I just deviate and I see something and then I notice a topic and then I see something else and I was like, oh, oh, oh.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, so yeah, we've been just living together here in Mexico now for the time being, right? And yeah, I mean, if you're still interested in some of the van life stories that I've never shared,
Because you have some.
I'm happy to talk to you, because there's a lot of stories that behind the scenes, even though I do also have to say there's a lot of things that I forgot because because I yeah, just have a very bad memory. I'm Dory.
Yeah, and it's funny. What's funny to me normally, like if some girl talks to you and then they know that you had this life back in the day,
What life?
traveling
A
alone.
girl? What do you mean when a random girl starts speaking to me?
Yeah, like some girl that talks to you and they, start to learn about your story. Traveling to many countries in the band. They normally like people from here from Mexico, they start to say like, oh, that's so dangerous, you alone in the band and so on and blah blah blah. And it's funny because you don't necessarily have these type of thoughts, no, you're a bit reckless.
Yeah, I am reckless in the sense of I just don't have a brain sometimes to think so much ahead of possible outcomes.
Mhm.
So I don't think so because I live so much in the moment, and because of my internal optimism in general. I don't really think so much about
Delusion.
my delusion. I don't think so often about what um, what might happen. But
Mhm.
I do still have a feeling of danger. That doesn't mean that I don't have a feeling for danger. But in the majority of time when I was traveling and I was very trusting, I would say 95% of the time it was perfectly fine.
Yeah.
So I was able to, even though I was very trusting and I was not so worried about, oh, is this person dangerous or however, it did work out for the majority of time. And sure, you can always prepare and think ahead, but there, for some reason, I just don't have these thoughts I don't overthink so much into the future because I live so much in the moment.
Yeah, I am a bit more of an overthinker, no, as you know.
Yeah, you think, or you overthink more about possible scenarios that might happen, dangerous situation, which is also good, but sometimes I find it, of course, a little bit draining. In a way, not that I find it draining, but I find it a bit like, don't overreact. It's gonna be fine, no?
I've been right many times.
You have been right, but still, I would say I still were more often right that nothing happened.
But that's the thing about, being right with bad things is like you only need to be right once
True.
for it to be very bad or like just bad. Like,
True.
why would you?
My mom used to always say that.
Uh,
Maybe that's why I have such an apathy for this.
I don't know.
You know, when your parents always scold you,
Yeah.
you always behave like the reckless teenager anyway, and then
At the end of the day, we're all just like this with our parents. Maybe not all, but a lot of us just, when
Yeah.
we were young, we just want
Yeah.
to be on the opposite side of your like parents'
Mhm.
teachings and
True.
lessons, and
True.
just because, no.
Yeah.
What do you think are the things that you have, realized after all of this
Mhm.
time traveling, like 7 years,
Mhm.
so on, like.
Mhm. Yeah, I think first and foremost, of course, I am a bit more mature. When I was young, I was way more naive. The world was even more pink and nice and friendly, and everything was just beautiful. Not that I think the world is not beautiful, but of course there is a bit more of a reality check. I mean, you just have to watch some news and then you get some reality check.
Yeah.
And
But you have seen like around, not the change.
the change, yeah. The thing is also I would say when you travel in Europe, in terms of logistic and resources, it's pretty much the same. You can park anywhere, and somewhere close by you will find a grocery store, or you have access to like good, well-paved street. And if not, it's like an off-road street, and eventually you will not drive there anyway, no? Because going into the mountains.
Yeah.
And it really all changed my thought when I spent a lot of time here in Central America, no matter if it was Honduras, El Salvador, or wherever. Yeah, obviously, because I think it's still considered a third world country, is it?
Yes.
Yeah, no, it's still considered a third world country.
Like developed countries.
Developed wise. So you really see the difference. And first of all, I've noticed that people have it so difficult financially here, but they are still so nice on the majority of times. And this is a cliche I think every Westerner keeps up telling when they come back from their journey. Oh, they have so little, but they are so nice, no? It's true, but that doesn't change the fact that they probably would still want to have a better life in reality, right? So that doesn't mean that people they live so much better because they live maybe not better, but they live so off the grid and with nature. But that doesn't change the fact that a lot of them still would like to have a better life.
Yeah, because you have been pretty much everywhere. No, you have been like in the cities, but you have also been in the very like isolated communities, like seeing the people, how they live. They have actually also welcomed you inside their homes and so on.
I have been I was in my van driving through the jungle and driving through the smallest city in the mountains you can imagine. There were only a couple of people living, and the children would walk on like you see in the documentaries, they would walk on the mountain side road to walk an hour till they get to like the tiny school, if they had one, to learn a bit of math. And that's about it, right? And I stayed there with them, and I would see them how they live, and they barely have much, right? And it's an experience that not many people get to live, not to ever in their life. And it's very humbling, it's very nice. And it actually, when I came out of this, sometimes it just makes me feel, oh, I would like to, I don't know, earn money, like earn a lot of money, and I don't know, like improve their infrastructure, or I had these thoughts. No, I had these thoughts like, oh, if there's any, I wish I had so much money I could just go there and help them out.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
And
funny. You normally have these thoughts. I've seen it. But you're also, the funny thing is that normally it's more of like, well, I feel like it's more like a challenge to you. Like you don't derive so much your happiness from money, but you do like to like hustle a bit, no, and
yeah,
achieve things, and
yeah.
yeah.
That's the thing, you know. I just want people to understand that money is not everything that can make you happy, because at the end of the day, it is your internal state that determines how you feel. You have to be okay with money and without. So, and I don't mean it like, oh, you have to be okay when you literally suffer so much and you cannot even buy food. That's not what I mean. I mean, if you are in a, if you own an iPhone or any phone, and you have a place to stay and a roof over your head, and you're not living in like a little hut with wood panels and a tin roof. If you're just an average person, um, you have to understand that these are not money is not the only thing you should deprive your happiness from. Because I have lived in my van and I have showered with these people in the mountains, in the lake rivers, and washed my dishes there and cooked and all these things, right? And I was still so happy, because it's not just about what you can afford and what you can buy at the end of the day. And sure, it's nice, no? And I always would say, hey, if you want to get rich, go for it. But you don't have to do it miserable. Just give your best, give all you got. And if it works out, it works out. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. Either way, you just do your best.
You're also so extremely positive, no?
Well, how can I do? That's just how I am.
No, I know, it's just funny. Because that's normally how you operate. Now you always see like the positive things that could happen, no? Like you don't think so much about like reality, no? In the sense of like,
I'm a dreamer.
is this achievable? Is this not achievable? Like, you just like, you just believe that yes, it will happen, no?
But the thing is also, because of my delusions or of my positive thinking, that's the only reason why I even went out to travel in the van. That's the only reason, when I had 0 followers at the time at least, thought I will be able to manage myself with the van life, even though no one believed me when I quit uni, right, and stuff like that. My parents thought I was a maniac. I was anyway a disappointment for any Asian family.
You brought dishonor to the family.
I really did brought this honor to the family to go out there as a girl alone, as a let's say from my mom's side, single child, on my own, traveling in a van instead of doing something more productive. But because I believed so much, I can.
But also that has given you, like, I think because we have talked about it, you see that if I was in school right now or in college, I would take a bit more advantage of that, or I would enjoy it a bit more. You care a bit more about like knowing things and knowledge, and you would take a bit more advantage of it if you had the chance to, let's say, go to college classes.
Nowadays, I have so many interests in so many different topics, and there's probably even some classes I would take to study just because I find these topics so interesting. But then also I can just study it on my own, but it's not so structured as you would get in like a program in the university, for instance, right? So I do have these thoughts sometimes, but then I just think, what am I supposed to do with that anyway? I don't think I want to become, I don't know, like an economist or or a finance girl or whatever, right? So at the end of the day, I still want to be my own boss. I just don't want to work at the end in the 9 to 5 at the end of the day. I thought at some point after the van life, maybe I should because I
Just
didn't
to see
just to see
if you could,
if I
or
like it.
how is this world like, going? How does it manage itself?
Yeah, I was curious because honestly, I don't really know how the corporate life looks like. It's kind of funny to say, but I have no idea how it is to work with, which I think is also fun.
Sometimes you talk about it, and I'm like, she really has no idea. She really is clueless about this stuff.
Yeah, I really don't know because
Yeah,
it's also
because
sometimes
you have had normal jobs, but not non-corporate things. No, you don't know what it's like to work in an office, but you don't know like,
or for a bigger company. I don't know
yeah.
how you feel if because I hear a lot of times people feel used. Their work is not paid right. I mean, I know you have a different opinion to that, but
Yes. No, I think that you can have, like a middle approach to it. It doesn't have to be like these fucking people are exploiting us and like, why would I even work?
yeah.
But it also doesn't have to be like, oh, you own them your life. Like at the end of the day, it is like a free exchange of like time and knowledge and skills. So if somebody hires you, they want you to do a certain job, and you are offering them that help, and you get paid for it. So it's like a transaction. You can just look at that. You don't even have to like be. But it's also the thing is that it's also, and people like to feel part of things, no?
Mm-mm.
And so I
Do
do
you
know.
get that feeling though when you work in this corporate? Do you feel part
Yeah, in
of
a
it?
way, yes. In a way, no. It depends. There are times, or there are specific things that I would say like, oh, this is cool because I can, you know, I am working on something, and then I can see that being delivered to the customers in the way that they expect or not expect, because also companies cannot just keep all of their customers happy. It's just impossible. But you can see how like, oh, like my work is putting some value into the thing that is delivering to the customer, no? And that is nice, but it's also, it just depends on the company, because not all of the companies have this like culture inside to, to make the employees feel like they are part of something. And so sometimes it feels a bit forced, like they are trying to get you into the culture because they want you to be a bit
They also
happier
want you to
working with them.
stay. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
hard to find good workers too. I heard. If you have
Yeah.
a valuable worker, it's very hard to find good work as a entrepreneurial point perspective. No.
Yeah, maybe it's also hard sometimes, depending on the country and so, and how the salaries are. Because at the end of the day, people just go to work and they give their time to somebody so that they are able to make a living. No? And so if at least those basic needs are not met, then the other things are not so important.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
These are
so-
things I just can't relate to because I don't know what it's like to be an employee, and and well, I think my path is just written. I am just a self-starter with everything. I do think I am just more entrepreneurial. Even though I've never seen myself as being entrepreneurial, but I always try things. If I want something, I'll go and get it myself. Right? There's anything. If I really want something, I will go and chase it recklessly. And sometimes I know it's a bit too reckless.
Yes.
And sometimes I also struggle with maybe not finishing something exactly because you
Or
already
planning.
anything. So I do make mistakes. But sometimes, for instance, not so long ago, a year ago, I just suddenly felt like, oh, I want to sell street food. So I just went to the market.
Like next day.
I usually I think I posted a video even about it. So I just went to the market, got a bunch of mangoes, literally the next day, set everything up. I didn't even look for any permission I could do.
You didn't even know because you didn't even research. And
I didn't research.
And then she had to go to the
outskirts of the city.
She had to beg for the police to get her things back.
The police actually confiscated because I was in a very central spot because I thought, oh, I want to make money.
Yeah.
And the police came and confiscated all my things. And since I'm very charming, though, when I speak with people, I manage to get my things on that day back without having to pay a fine,
Yeah.
which I manage every time I'm getting caught by the police. I never have to pay.
And the
I
first
never.
idea, the first idea she had after that was to do it again
Yeah.
right after,
I
but
didn't.
like more like carefully. No?
Yeah, I didn't. I couldn't give up. I didn't felt like, no, this is not going to defeat me. I am in Mexico. We're in the land of the lawless. So I went to the outskirt of the city where less people were, because there's plenty of Mexican people that just put their stand outside and sell things on the street. Maybe also that's why I'm saying more on the outskirt, no? And that's one part that I actually, it's funny, even though you can say, oh, it's not so regulated, and there's a lot of people probably online, they say, oh, you should follow the rules. But there's a part of me where I actually, this is what I enjoy about Mexico, is the freedom you have. Because before you can get anything started, for instance in Germany or anywhere else, you would have to get permission and this and that. And I don't know why the government has to interfere in the smallest businesses you do in order to sustain your own life, no? Like even a farmer cannot sell eggs outside of his farm without the permission of the government.
Yeah,
And I think, it's, I have a different opinion to that. But anyway, so I just couldn't accept defeat. And I approached things like that in life in general. It's very hard for me. So I think these are good qualities in general for you to start your own things. And it's just naturally inherent inside of me anyway.
She's very reckless sometimes. Yeah, and you don't plan so much. You're more like, okay, yes, I want to do this, and then you just do it.
Yeah.
And yeah, but anyway, so what are the plans for this,
For the
Susanita
podcast?
Cruz?
Well, the plans are obviously, as I said, if any of you guys are still interested in catching up on a lot of adventure, even though a lot of them I kind of forgot. I wish I wrote more down, because the problem is also I live so much in the moment, free, without any worries in my head, because as I said, I'm not such an overthinker. I just experience the moment, and when they pass, I just kind of already moved on from it. And I am not a very nostalgic person. When I think about the future, I do think in a broader spectrum about where I want to go and what I want to do, but not in its detail. So I wish I could tell you more, but I'm going to give you some references so we can talk about heartbreaks and toxic relationship, because at the beginning I was also not comfortable talking about it. No, if you want to know more about that, I'm happy to share the lessons I learned on relationships or even the times of
Also,
like,
just seeing another part of you.
and seeing
no?
another part of me. What do you mean now?
Yeah.
Yeah, because as I said, at the time, I was sharing a lot of what I did daily, how I was chopping wood or
Yeah.
fixing the van, not very deep things. So I don't think a lot of times I really shared my mind on all the different things in life, which I think it's not bad. Some of my thoughts I think are not bad at the end of the day, and I like to ponder about the world, and why not share it anyway? No, I think there is some substance to some of the topics.
Yeah.
So as I
She's
said,
pretty funny also. I mean, I know that this is a part that she shows in the videos and so,
but I'm more funny.
but she can also be like dark.
I'm very funny with you, and we both have sometimes a very dark humor, no?
Yeah. Which is funny. But you can see all of that. Not me, I don't want to be seen in reality.
You are going to be seen.
Yeah, but I don't want to necessarily.
You're just there.
I'm just here.
But the thing is, you are, not only are you going to grow into this, but in general, it's not that I force you though.
Well, it's also kind of just, honestly, I just want to take it as like a normal thing of us just discussing things,
Yeah,
because
it is.
it's just cool, because that's what we do anyway.
Exactly.
Like right now we were like, maybe, and we start having conversations, and then we're like, maybe we should just stop talking, and then let's record.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of just talking us like while we are doing whatever.
Yeah.
Let's save this conversation for this, no?
Yeah.
And we just talk and so on.
Exactly, and share our thoughts with the world, no? I mean, because some of them I think are very fun, very cool, and sometimes we can just be silly. If you see us both being our regular self, not only do we have tons of insider jokes that no one would understand and no one would find funny.
I don't think they find it funny. I think we're just stupid or like
For
crazy.
For sure.
For
yeah.
sure.
For
For
sure,
sure.
for
For
sure.
sure.
Juancho, if you watch this.
Don't watch this.
Anyway, yeah, so going further, as I said, you can ask me anything, catching up.
Definitely leave some even topics.
Topics if you feel like, oh, actually this would be a perfect topic to think about.
Yeah, like I am invested on this topic right now. Can you investigate and talk about it? Or if you just want to ask her questions,
Yeah.
like also you
Or
can
ask
ask me, but
questions,
also
ask
you don't know
questions.
anything about me. So what can you
True.
ask me?
Yeah, I mean, there's also, what is there to tell you? You're from Colombia, living in Mexico.
Don't overshare.
You're very hot.
Don't overshare. Don't overshare.
You're a hot, and you're very attractive.
She's so annoying. I'm joking. And then she just like cries. Like typical, stereotypical girlfriend that's bothering you 2 hours nonstop.
Excuse me, I
Like-
gave you compliments. Where are my compliments?
No, but I'm just saying, like in general, like the girlfriend that is just poking at you all day, and then you just say the slightest mean thing, and then she cries and
I don't
complains
cry.
about it. No, you don't cry.
I am more
Of course.
sassy than I cry.
Yeah,
I can be a monster actually, but no one knows, and no one should know.
but but anyway,
I have to keep up this facade, you know.
yes.
No, it's not like that. They are gonna see everything.
Not everything.
Not everything.
There's always things that.
Anyway, so as I said, if you have any questions, if you want to know more about my past, even though I remember, but I also don't remember, I can give you some topics here. As I said, relationship topics, talking about differences of cultures and countries, or in general, maybe differences, things I learned during van life.
We're gonna forget anyway while we're talking. We're gonna deviate, and then we are gonna forget about the questions and the
That
topics.
doesn't matter. We have to also accommodate our viewers for the future being.
What do you mean?
What do I mean? I mean that anyway, regardless, you know, at this point in my time, I feel comfortable sharing absolutely anything, because there was a time I did feel uncomfortable sharing so much. And now, you know, because I think the confidence and self-esteem level sometimes drops and rises in different times of your life, which also happens then if you have very low self-esteem, you probably stay in a toxic relationship way longer than you should. I think a lot of people have experience with that, you know. So at this point, and then it's like you're scared to share, or you don't want to share yourself. And also I had to even come to the realization and acceptance that I have changed, that I am now older. I'm 32 now, and I am 32.
What does this mean? Like, can you explain to
I
me?
am drunk.
¿Qué es esto? What is this?
I am 32 now, and
So you were having trouble saying it?
no,
Is that the thing?
no, I was just
Expressing?
expressing.
One day I challenged her to talk without using her hands. Like I didn't tie her down literally, but I like grabbed her hands and I was like, tell me the story that you are telling me, but do not move the hands. And she got anxious. And then she told me to let her go. But anyway.
Anyway, so I'm already 32, and as I said, there was a point in my time, in my life, at all these years, where I just didn't feel so good sharing anything of me. Maybe also the new ideas and thoughts I have, right? Because maybe I was scared how people would see it or would condemn it or whatever. But at this
Well, it's
point,
pretty normal also.
yeah. But I was not like that before. When I was young, I was just completely free and I just showed myself and I didn't care. And I think this authenticity was what got the people in, you know? But then at some point, it was very weird. I didn't. I felt uncomfortable. And now at this point right now, I really don't care anymore because I don't need to be liked by anyone. I just need to be liked by the people that know me and that care about me. And that's all I really need, no? Whatever the rest does, I really don't mind anymore. So yeah, this is like a thing. You can just ask me anything. I'm even happy to talk about, Mom, I'm sorry to say that online. Like, for instance, right now, I am not smoking anything anymore since I'm with you or since a bit longer already, you know? There was a time I almost, consumed substances almost every evening. And I think also that was part of me not really being so productive at some point anymore or things like that, you know? I think it did not had just purely...
Well, it's
it
not
made me
also about-
overthink. It made me overthink for sure.
Yeah. It's not only about productivity, but you're like maybe just not wanting to experience certain things at the moment and then
I mean,
just
I
kind of
still
push it
did.
away.
No, I still did, but it was very weird because it made me overthink a lot of negative stuff when I was, smoking, you know. And right now, I told you, like, I'm for a year straight in the gym. I don't take anything. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I barely go out partying. We go salsa dancing, and yeah, I am in a small place, but having a partner which is very supportive, who is very supportive, and it is more normal. It is not so filled with so much up and downs. But also for me now, I think a lot of women feel me on that. When you're so used to all the ups and downs and chaos, it's becomes so normal. And when you are, and especially even for me, when you are more at peace, it seems a bit boring. But I have now come to enjoy not the boredom, but just not having so many crazy emotions always up and down. We barely fight. We do sometimes, but compared to what I've known, this is nothing. For me, it is not even fighting to the extent of how I used to fight sometimes with, as I said, in a relationship, no, in the past relationship or whatever. But, and I've overcame all of this, and I'm just in such a good place. I don't care. Ask me anything. I'm open. And otherwise, we will just continue talking. This is going to be a new chapter. We're starting over. It's going to be, a podcast. And eventually it will grow into something for the future that we can even have guests here. I would love that because I genuinely love to speak
You
with
would
people.
enjoy it, yes.
I would love that, yeah. So, who knows?
Anyway.
Sorry, I got a bit of chit-chat. I got a bit of chatty.
She's a bit, she always is. I am just listening, always.
Yeah.
So, looking at her. Anyway, so this is the thing, and I guess we...
Are you going to say bye to the viewers already?
No, I am not into this, like...
Bye, guys.
online
Like,
thingy.
subscribe. No, we will never do that. I find it cringy, too.
You never did it in your
I
videos?
never did that. Because I never wanted to animate people subscribing if they didn't want to subscribe.
Then don't subscribe.
Don't
and
subscribe.
dislike the video and
Dislike?
comment hateful things down in the comments.
Exactly. Don't do that. Only if you like it for real. Because I just want to write at people. Otherwise, what's the point?
Yeah.
No? So, yeah. Okay, guys. So that's it for today. I'm going to see you in the next video. And the topics will be a surprise.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then, I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Your turn.
I don't do these things.
Do it.
Jesus
I see.
Christ. Help.
Do it.
Help like like a Latina mom.
Yeah, I am a Latina now.
You are not. You still need to learn some things.